everybody, it's Best in Beauty time for the month of October, and yes, I am joining you with a new haircut. I'm enjoying it so much. I just had so much length and so much thinness, you know, with the hair that I've lost post-pregnancy and all that. It just really needed a fresh cut. And my mom cuts my hair, by the way. That's what she used to do for a living. She's always cut my hair, and we just went with, like, you know, one length at the bottom and then just some long layers along with that. So it definitely adds the look, I think, of a lot more fullness to my hair. And in terms of styling it, like just for this, I had washed it last night, and so it was most of the way, it was maybe just a little bit damp this morning when I got up. So I hit it with the blow dryer and that was it. I actually put a little bit of, I think it was from Living Proof. It was a little like sample volumizing, thickening mousse type thing. I worked that into the roots and that gave me a little more oomph here, but like I didn't put any kind of roller at the root or anything like that. And I'm pretty happy with how it is, just, you know, for this quick, easy style. But it can still go back into a ponytail, so that's awesome. But I would love to share my favorite products with you, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. The first thing is a mask, and I love a good cooling mask. I used to be all about, in my very early masking days years ago, I would go for those really clarifying, like clay type masks, things that would really harden up on the face and shrink the pores, and after you'd wash them off, your face would feel like so squeaky clean. And those are nice to do every now and again, but for the most part, I think the most pleasurable masking experience is one that leaves my skin feeling really refreshed and just soothed and nourished and so soft and I guess really hydrated when it's all said and done. And so the one that I've been loving for that is from Glossier, and it is the Moisturizing Moon Mask. So this is the same brand that makes that rose mist that I love, and I have talked about a couple of masks that they have on Snapchat. And this is by far my favorite mask that they do. So, and by the way, they do little stickers, like when you do an order, you will get all these stickers that you can personalize your mask with, but it just looks, you know, white and creamy, and you put that on, leave it for 20 minutes, they say, and it feels so cooling. I always end up doing this at nighttime, but I really think this would be an awesome way to start the day as well if you find you have a little extra time some morning. I think this would be a great prep step for makeup because your skin just feels so plumped up and nice, and it feels so cooled and refreshed. Another little post-shower thing that I have been loving, I got this from Ulta. This is the Soap & Glory Sugar Crush Moisture Extreme Body Butter Cream. The scent is called Freshly Squeezed Sweet Lime Fragrance. And I would have never thought that I liked that scent. This is a scent that I did not realize I loved until I got it and tried it. And I ordered this online, so I wasn't really sure what I was getting into. I just wanted to try some things from this brand. I feel like I've used a good amount of this so far, but there's still much more to go. This is a, let's see, 10.1 fluid ounce container, lime and almond oils, and kiwi juice water. Oh my god, it's just so refreshing. This would be a great like start of the day type moisturizer, but I always again find myself using it after a shower at the end of the day, and it reminds me of the scent of a margarita and ice cream put together. Again, it's not one of those scents that you sit around thinking, oh, I love that scent. It's not one of those scents that you put an exact label on and people just go around talking about how much they love it. It's something that you try and then you realize, oh my gosh, that's great. And as far as the consistency of the lotion, if this were like a frosting you were mixing up, you get peaks when you just kind of go through it with your fingers. You can see that, but it's kind of surprisingly thin, but it's every bit as moisturizing as I would need it to be. But this scent is just really amazing, and it's kind of strong, and sometimes with heavily fragranced stuff, if I put it on after the shower and I've just shaved my legs, like there will be irritation, but I don't have any of that with this. It doesn't cause any like eczema flare-ups for me. It's just been a totally great product. One other thing here before we get into the actual makeup is this CoverGirl Outlast Stay Brilliant nail polish in the shade Perfect Penny. And I know I've talked about this before because this is not new to my collection. It's a really pretty like kind of rosy taupe shade because it's not really as bright and coppery as you'd think of a new penny being. It's just a little more toned down and neutral than that. But I've got this on my toes, and I've been wearing this on my toes, and it's just an awesome no fuss toe polish. And it's beautiful on the fingers as well. I've been doing Jamberry on my hands, and I'm gonna do a new Jamberry what do you call it? Not a coat of it, but a new wrap later on today is my plan. And I got the actual heater to try with that, so I don't have to use a blow dryer, so I'm pumped. I'm gonna be experimenting with that, and I'll probably do a review eventually. That's been what's going on my fingers, but on my toes, I needed a new coat of something, and going really dark, you know, can be fine. Dark colors, bright colors. We all have our favorites, but when they start to chip off, it can really show. And if you're a little lazy like me with getting a new coat on there all the time, this is a great shade for you. First off, my toenail polish will never chip off as quickly as when I put it on my fingernails, but this shade in particular, it's just so neutral, and the kind of metallic shine that it has, you can have chips and it's just very hard to see. This is so neutral, it completely goes with everything. So if you're looking for that low maintenance thing to put on your toes that's not really gonna show when it starts to chip, this is great. Next thing I've been loving, and I know this is gonna be such a like travel thing for me, like traveling for Thanksgiving, this is totally going to have a spot in my travel makeup bag. It's my Becca Afterglow palette. Now I did a video, in case you missed it, I did a video comparing this one, a little face palette from Bare Minerals, and a face palette from The Balm. So if you're interested in those glowy kind of highlighter blush combo palettes, check that out. But this one from Becca really interested me because everything in here is something that you can buy full size. So it's an awesome sampler of the brand's existing products that are already really popular, like the Shimmering Skin Perfectors. Those are these first three. It's Moonstone, Rose Gold, and Topaz. And then these blushes, the mineral blushes, are Wild Honey and Flower Child. Wild Honey is such a deceptively beautiful shade because it just looks almost bronzer-ish there in the palette, but I've got that on my cheeks today. That's the main color I'm wearing, and I love it. I did a little pop of Flower Child on the apple, and then I did Moonstone on top of that. But I swear, I do something different all the dang time with this palette. It's so fun to layer, you know, the blushes with different skin perfectors, or just, you know, use these with other blushes you have in your collection. And I love that each shade looks distinctly different from the others. You know, each highlight shade is totally different. Both of those blushes totally different from each other. Nothing annoys me more than getting a palette of shades, be it a face palette, an eye palette, a lip palette, and so many of the colors end up basically performing the same on your skin. Here it's really fun because everything has its own special look. Another palette that I just can't get enough of is my Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye palette. I got this after seeing glowing recommendations for this from Dominique here on YouTube. She's a news anchor in Houston. She's awesome. And Jess, aka Lola Marie 7, was talking about how much she loved this. And I kind of held off on this palette because basically I saw it as just, you know, another matte neutral palette. What's so special about it? When I got it, I thought, you know, if nothing else, even if I don't love using this over and over again, I could definitely pair it with brighter shades, you know, shimmery colors that I already have, blah, blah, blah. And that's actually what I did for my look today. But to be honest with you, I love using this all on its own. Like, I am so surprised at how much I love doing looks with this palette and bringing nothing else into the picture. I used this in a Get Ready With Me video, so I'll link to that if you want to see just kind of an example look. But cool looks, warmer looks, the peach shade is awesome, this kind of rusty shade is super great, all the brownish color variety that someone could need, but then the highlight shades are all spectacular. And I think the reason why I love using this so much, I was kind of trying to hone in on this as I was sitting here doing my makeup today, and I think the thing I love most about it, it's not so much that every shade in here is so incredibly unique, but the experience of applying them and blending them is so good. It's so easy. It makes doing your eyeshadow really fun because you just get such nice looks all the time because they're so easy to use. And part of the reason I think is that the light shades are every bit as opaque and intense as your deeper colors. You can throw a really dark shade in the crease and you can start blending over that with a mid-tone shade or a light shade. These shades have so much pigment to them that they can really start to overlap the darker colors and stand out, creating such a great looking blend. They can really smooth over the edge of a deeper color and really soften it. The way I chose to wear it today, I was actually just in the mood for a little color, so I did some green on the lids. This is my Golden Emerald Infallible Shadow. Great shadow to work with, by the way. I did that on the lid, this in the crease, a little bit of this in the outer part of the crease, a little bit of the rusty shade just up above, as well as the peach, and then I put a little bit more of that rusty shade just with a pencil brush on the outer part of the lower lash line. So very easy look. It came together just so simply. Now you may have seen the video I did a few weeks back where I redid the top drawer of my makeup storage to actually give a home to my shop, my stash items, my rediscovered products, things that I've pulled from my collection that I really want to make a point to use. And one of the things that was in there was a matte Color Sensational lipstick from Maybelline, the pink color, Lust for Blush. And I've had that in there. It's a beautiful shade. I love it. But really all that did was inspired me to go through the rest of my collection and pull out some of my other matte Color Sensational lipsticks because it's such a nice formula, very velvety, very full color. And I just happen to love the particular shades that I have. And these colors, even more than the pink one that I threw in my drawer, I've been loving. So what I'm wearing today, actually, Daringly Nude, such a great matte nude. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I've got this on, and then I just kind of blended in with that Touch of Spice. I know I've talked about Touch of Spice before, probably my most worn in this particular formula. These two together creates this look on the lips. I love it. Talk about a look that's going to work well with so many different eye looks that you might be thinking about for this season. You know, going really dark and smoky, wanting something light-ish on the lips, but not too super nude. These two together are great. Daringly Nude, Touch of Spice. And then on Halloween when I was Rosie the Riveter, and Belle was Rosie the Riveter, and Tyler was Rose He the Riveter, I used this red. This is my Siren and Scarlet. So a great matte red, wonderful holiday shade if you're needing something like that. This was kind of a tough favorites video to draw the line with because I've had so many things that I've tried like just recently that I really liked, but I haven't really been using them throughout the entire month, so I'm not quite ready to mention them in this video. But I would say the newest thing that crept in to this video is my True Match pressed powder. Rediscovered favorite. This was repurchased because I had this, was almost running out of it, and I had the Sun Beige shade, which is a little dark for me now. So Buff Beige N4 is pretty much perfect. Fabulous drugstore powder, really soft, smooth texture. It mattifies without looking too heavy. It could really double as powder foundation, I think, in a lot of cases if that's what you need. But it's also a great on-the-go powder. Not too heavy for touch-ups. Massive shade selection for the drugstore. You know that the True Match line has that. Basically, since I repurchased this, this has been like my setting powder, my thing that I've been using all over my face just to set foundation. Been happy with the look, been happy with the staying power, so just can't argue with some of those holy grail long-term favorite products. So thank you guys so much for watching my Best in Beauty video. I hope you maybe discovered a few new things. I have been getting requests for more tutorials, so yes, I will be getting on that, and I've still got more holiday stuff to review. So thanks again, and I'll see you later. Bye.